I kind of expected it, just because it goes along with our recent form: win, draw, draw, win, draw, draw, win, draw, draw. Um, so if form holds, we're going to draw the next 2 games in the Premier League. But we'll see. But it was a good game. Like I don't want to sound like I'm harshing on them, because they really did play well. They were helped a bit by the fact that Newcastle did not come to play at all. It was a great day to be a Chelsea fan. It was a horrible day to be a Newcastle fan. They did not show up for the game, mentally or physically. Well, they showed up body wise, but not like physically prepared for the game. So overall, I'm happy, but I'm not. As always with our recent wins, I'm not putting a whole lot into this. I'm not like, this, we are back. They played well, but they only played well because they were allowed to, if that makes sense. Like, if you ever played before, in practice, if you're going like you're facing a team that's just kind of there, and you're facing like the defense, but they're only there to kind of put a body in the way so you can experience it. That's kind of what it felt like. It kind of felt like Newcastle just put a bunch of bodies out there on the field. It just kind of went at 50% pace while Chelsea was just going all out. So once again, happy with a caveat. Don't want to take too much away from this when there wasn't that much to take away. But first, I'll talk about what was definitely good. One, Costa again, just last game against Man U, he wasn't really getting himself into the right areas. He was getting a bit too combative, and by a bit too combative, I don't mean like normal Costa. Normal Costa is like, yeah, he may rough some guys up and stuff like that, but he still works hard to go score. In the last game, he was a bit more of the over-combative, where instead of roughing up guys and then going and scoring, he's roughing up guys and then picking fights with other guys. But today he was back. Honestly, I only can remember like one time where he even got rough with a guy, and it wasn't like typical Costa. It was more like he just went in for the challenge and kind of caught the guy. So he didn't really have any typical I'm going to go kill somebody Costa moments. And he played well, got himself into the good positions, got that first goal, which was very well done. Got himself an assist. I thought he played very well today. So that's a good positive take from it. Even if he was helped out by the fact that, he was playing against Colaccini. it's so funny to me listening to everybody talk about, I don't understand what Newcastle's problem is. They brought in all of these players, they spent all this money, they have all, on paper they look like a mid-table. So I'm like, look at the defense. Colaccini. That's like the top 10 problems right there. So, but yeah, like I said, Costa played well, but he had a bit of help from a lack of good defending. I thought Hazard looking better. Still not all the way there yet, and I say that most of the games about most of the players. They're looking good, but they're not all the way there. Hazard today made some good passes, made some good runs, but the final the quality of the final pass or the final shot is still not there. Shots normally on target, the keeper has to make a save or else it's a goal. Recently, it's been he's missing or he's taken a bad touch and the keeper has an easy one. With his passes, most of last year, he was setting up a bunch of goals, getting a lot of assists, just setting up the play to a goal. Today, it was more he had moments of brilliance, a couple really good, really nice, passes or flicks on, but nothing that really led to the goal. He wasn't involved in those plays, and that's where he needs to become more involved. I thought Pedro played okay. Yeah, he got the 2 goals, but the first one was just a bad mistake by the defense, and the second one I hardly even remember. It was kind of, it was a ball over the top by Fabregas, and that was just Fabregas playing a great ball. He was just kind of there to Nice chest trap and then a good finish. But overall, like the 2 goals, obviously he did well there. But outside of that, he wasn't. When I think about Pedro recently, before these past few games, which actually did he even play the last game? I think he came on as a sub maybe. But honestly, under Mourinho, watching him play, I'm watching him like, okay, he's not a great player, but he works hard. He pressures high, does all of that work very well. When a lot of the other players were not doing that. Now that Mourinho's gone, which is weird, that he's like one of the 2 players that actually got worse when Mourinho left. Um, but that pressuring side of his game is kind of dropped off. Like he doesn't pressure as high anymore. He gives up on the play too much. And the other side of his game honestly wasn't that good to begin with. His touch is so sporadic that sometimes he'll do a good move and beat a defender. But when you think about Chelsea, you think about quick pass, pass. And he's not that type of player. He's more of he's gonna poke it past the defender and go on a run. So I don't know if he fits into Chelsea's style of play. Willian, another great game. Got a goal, got an assist. I mean, it's Willian. He does that. Like I said, Fabregas, I thought he had that one great ball. He played pretty well. His passing is getting back to what he was doing last year, which is what we need him to do. Matic, I thought, filled that gap really well. I was very happy not to see Mikel. I know I keep talking bad about him, but God, Mikel. And of course, everybody's like, well, maybe he's just saving him for the PSG game. No, please don't play him against PSG. Please. If you're going to play him against PSG, that's just pretty much saying we're going to go play for the tie. But anyway, I thought Matic looked like the old Matic again, cutting off passes, winning most of the balls out of the air. That's what I expect him to do. That's what he was doing last year. He's doing it again. So that's nice to see. Defensive-wise, I thought looking better. Terry's still obviously playing well, but Ivanovic today looked better than he has been. Still letting guys in a bit too easy, and on the goal, actually, I know he was center back, but he has the guys making the run this way. I'm the goal. He's making the run towards the goal, and Ivanovic is here. Instead of keeping him going out wide away from the goal, he lets that player cut inside, and that happens too much. It happened last week against Martial too many times. And it happens a lot whenever he plays fullback. And it ended up leading to the goal because he cut inside, had a rip, and it was a good shot. So I'm disappointed that he's still letting that happen because he's playing better offensively. Because that's kind of what we all know from last year. Like, he scores goals. He's an offensive defender. But he also did well in getting back. This year, both sides of his game, offensive and defensive, dropped off. Like, when he got up, his crosses weren't that good, his shots were terrible, or he gave away the ball too easily. Defensively, he wasn't getting back enough and letting the players inside too easily. Now, in this game, he got up well on the offense and then got back well on the defense. Just, if he can fix that one side of his game, just letting the player inside, he needs to make sure he keeps them out there and forces them to cross it. And obviously, Terry going off injured is another blow, just like Zuma. Hopefully, this one is not. I don't think it was an ACL because it didn't look like he was hurting bad enough for it to be an ACL. But hopefully, it's only just like a strain, and maybe he'll be out for a few days. But I think Ivanovic dropping back into that center back area is where he plays best. I don't think I know I was just talking about, he did well getting back on defense and going up on offense, but honestly, the people that they have out wide in the Premier League, most teams have a quick, pacey wingman who can just cut inside on them easily. And he can't defend that well, so I think he does better in center defense. Cahill played pretty well. Dave played pretty well. Espilicueta, whatever you want to call him. Baba Rahman came on for Terry when he got injured. Went to left back. Still mixed feelings on him. He's not the best left back ever, obviously. He's not the worst, but he's not strong enough, and he's a little bit too wild in his not in his challenges, but just like how he goes flying out to meet the attacker, and oftentimes that can lead to they poke it past you and you're done because you go flying out and you don't slow yourself down. Well, here and now you're beat because all your momentum's going this way. He needs to calm down a little bit there, and he needs to get some more strength because he's being bodied off the ball way too easily. But he has some good fight in him, and I think that's what's going to help him proceed. If he can learn to fight, that's one thing that Oscar kind of learned to do. Like, he's still small in comparison to most Premier League players, and he came in small, but he learned to fight. He learned to really battle, even though he lacked a bit of strength. And that's where he's started to succeed in the Premier League. So if Baba can either get stronger or keep that fight to where, yeah, maybe he gets by off the ball, but he doesn't let them get anywhere because he's right back in it and going at him again. He could be a good left back. And I mean, he's only 19 or 20, so he's got some room. He's got some age to improve on. Other subs, Traore came on for Costa to rest him for PSG. Got himself a goal, a good goal too. You know, he's involved in the build-up play and then made the run in the box, cut in behind the defense, and scored a goal. If he can keep doing that, I mean, hey, that's something that Remy hasn't been able to do the past few times that he's been on. So that's something to look at. And you know, like I said, it's Newcastle defense, so scoring against them, not a huge deal. But hey, he's putting himself in the right position, so give him a chance to do that some more. Especially, you know, if you need to rest Costa for something, give him a chance. You know, why not? And then Loftus-Cheek came on, and he didn't do anything special today. It was kind of like a sub to give Willian a chance to rest for PSG. But once again, my frustration with Gus, he waits way too late. I mean, he waited until the 80th minute, at which point Willian, you're giving him 10 minutes of rest. That's not going to help him that much. And Loftus-Cheek, you're giving him 10 minutes of playing time. It takes most players more than 10 minutes to get into the game. So you aren't really helping him either. But, you know, I do enjoy seeing him get out there, and I do enjoy seeing the fact that, you know, we are resting some players for PSG. So overall, like I said, it is a good win. You know, 5-1 especially. We're finally in the positive on goal difference, which is a great thing. But we're in 12th place now. Liverpool plays tomorrow, so we could be able to catch 4 teams next week. But if Liverpool wins, then we'll only be able to catch 3. But I mean, I think, you know, let me just pull this up so I'm not messing anything up. But we are 12th place. We have 33 points. And there are several teams, like, honestly, a few weeks ago, I'm looking, I think it was after our 4th draw against Man U or something, I'm looking at the table, I'm just like, we can't keep dropping points like this. And then we win, and I'm like, okay. Then we draw, and I'm just like, oh, we're done. Like, we've dropped too many points. We've dropped 4 points in the last 2 games. We're done. And then we win today, and I'm looking at the table. We are in 12th place, 33 points. Liverpool and Everton have 35, but Liverpool plays tomorrow. Like I said, if they win, which is against Aston Villa, so they should. But you never know with Klopp. Sometimes they play great, sometimes they aren't there. But Everton have 35, Stoke and Watford have 36. So if all 3 of those teams drop points, one, if they all lose, Chelsea are now in 8th, or, well, 9th place, depending on Liverpool. They're top half of the table now. And on top of that, if they win, they'll have 36. West Ham and Southampton have 40. That's 2 wins, and they have to drop points. That's not bad. I mean, you think about, we have 12 games left. That's a possibility of 36 points. We have a chance to get back up into this if we can just start putting together some good results. And that's my frustration with what's going on right now is that, yeah, we played great today, but we played great against Crystal Palace, and then in the next game against whoever it was, I want to say it was Man U, I think, away, uh, a chance to really take a game to a team who's struggling, and we didn't. And we tied. And then we played Everton, I think, and we ended up tying 3-3. We can't do that again. We just had two pretty poor draw results. A draw away from home against Watford, who didn't look good that day, and then a tie at home against Man U, who are struggling. That's frustrating. And then to go into this game and win 5-1 makes you want to say, yeah, this is what we want to see. We need to keep this going. We need to get this momentum and take it and go forward, win another game. But nothing that I've seen so far has convinced me that they're going to take what they had in this game and they're going to apply it into the next game. And even the other thing that needs to be focused on is the fact that we have 2 games before we have our next Premier League game. We have PSG in midweek, we have Man City in the FA Cup next weekend, and then the next weekend we have another Premier League game. So there are a lot of factors, a lot of variables to look at. So I don't want to take too much away from this result. It's a good result. It puts us back into a promising position where we could possibly, if we start to string together some wins, we could really do something. But one, it's going to be a little while before next game, and two, nothing that I've seen from Gus so far convinces me that this is anything more than just Newcastle not playing well. But we'll see. I want to remain positive. I want to remain hopeful, but this is not the year for being positive for a Chelsea fan. So that's my opinion. What did you think? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think will be our result against PSG, and what do you think? Is there anything else we need to change before then? Leave a like and subscribe for more Chelsea content. Representing the Lion. And I will see you at the next game. Peace out.